Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today is Friday. Y'all know that means it's Flashback Friday time. I didn't have a ton of requests for this week's palette of choice, so I decided to take it upon myself and use the SOSU x KEILIDH Urban Bible palette because this palette is a bit older. I think it's almost like a year old at this point, which I know isn't old, but for makeup launches nowadays, it's an older palette. And I love this palette. It's so beautiful. I have used it quite a bit. It is such a nice palette. And I just feel like no one really talks about it, and I just wanted to talk about it because it's an amazing palette and it deserves its time in the limelight. So yeah, that's what we're using today. I did this like really simple, easy sunset smoky eye that y'all have seen a million times over, but I don't think I've done it on my channel yet, so here we are. So if you want to see how I got this look, then go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, so as you can see, my eyes are already prepped and primed with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Eye Primer. Let's go ahead and jump into the Urban Bible palette. This palette has so many like great color choices. Like you could do like an easy, everyday neutral look, or you could do like a rainbow smoky eye. Like there's literally endless possibilities with this palette. I kind of want to do like a sunset look, you know, just something like really like extravagant and not basic at all. But no, I did want to do like a neutral eye look because I feel like I did that last Friday. Pretty sure I did it last Friday. I did like a really neutral look with the Jaclyn Hill palette. And I'm going to work, so I don't want to have like a blue shimmer all over my lid or like a rainbow smoky eye. So I think a nice sunset eye would be like appropriate, but still colorful. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna first take this shade right here called Scarce Fire. I think that's what this says. I'm illiterate. I don't know. It's the red shade in the palette. And I'm placing that color right into my crease. I love that the shade's an actual like true red. I feel like a lot of shades are like red in the pan, but then when you blend them out, they're pink. But this is like red, you know? So I'm just kind of stamping this color on. I'm not going to blend too much. I find with colorful looks, this is a really nice method, is to stamp on some of the like transition shades and then blend them out. I know it looks crazy, but we're gonna take the shade Majesty, which is the orange in the palette, and we're gonna buff that red shade out. Still looks scary, but looks less scary. Now we're gonna take a big fluffy blending brush and we're gonna grab this shade right here called Faith. It's the yellow in the palette. I don't know if I've ever used this yellow before. And we're gonna graze over the top of our crease with that yellow to help blend everything out. I'm gonna take the shade called Freedom. It's a matte like Barney purple. And I'm going to pack that on my outer corner to really deepen this sunset up. And this is kind of where everything starts to come together, I feel. Like before it was like, wow, she has a hot red in her crease and she looks insane. Now it's like, oh, okay, I kind of get the vibe we're going for there, Allie. I get you. I'm gonna go back in with that red just to help blend. Now I want to take this dark purple right here called Sacrifice. Place that in my outer corner to deepen this up. I'm not gonna take it more than like a quarter way in. I'm not gonna go all the way halfway in, just like right there. Now I'm gonna take this shade right here called Myth. It is the really pretty like iridescent purple. I am gonna go ahead and spray my brush just to make this more metallic. Plus it will glide on my eye a lot easier. And we're just gonna do like a half cut crease. I guess technically not a cut crease because I'm not using concealer, but you know, that general area. God, this shadow is so pretty. It looks like a unicorn. Okay, I'm really close to the camera because I wanted to show you guys how our little sunset smoky eye is looking thus far. I don't know, I haven't done a sunset smoky eye like in forever, so I'm kind of just like, oh, this is so pretty. I do want to highlight my brow bone with this Artist Couture Purple Dream highlighter, just because there isn't really a brow bone highlight shade in that palette. And this I feel would go perfect with the look. Okay, I am going to take my Boldt Face Makeup Lashes in the style On Repeat. They're very, very voluminous, but I'm hoping it'll look good. Would that be too much? Oh man, I don't know. I think that actually might be way too much. You wouldn't even be able to see the sunset. Okay, let me go grab a different pair of lashes. Okay, we're actually gonna take this style called Eyes on Me. I'm hoping that'll look a little more, not as dramatic. Like I love dramatic lashes, but those ones were just like, they covered everything, you know, and that's not really the point of doing my eyeshadow like this. I don't want it covered. I want it to be seen from the heavens. Well, maybe not the heavens, but Okay, yeah, that's a bit more flattering. Okay, while my lash glue is drying, I'm gonna go ahead and pop on some mascara. This is the Smashbox Super Fanned Out Mascara. Okay, my lashes are still drying, so I'm gonna go ahead and take my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. This has become my favorite primer ever. It is so similar to the Touch and Soul No Problem, like so similar, but it's a lot cheaper. So I don't know, I think it's an oily skin, pore-filled skin must-have. I wanted to ask you guys, how many of you even own this palette? My parents got me this palette for Christmas because I begged them to, because it was kind of more expensive of a palette, and I've never tried this brand's formula before, so I didn't want to pay for it myself, so I had my parents buy it. I had just never even heard this brand until KEILIDH collabed with them. Oh my god, I love her. She is so funny. I follow her Instagram and her Twitter and her YouTube. She's hilarious, and she is so talented. Like, I could never even imagine creating half the look she does. I will link her stuff down below. Oh my god, you guys should check her out. But when I saw this palette, I thought it was so like crazy, because she's pretty big, but she's a smaller influencer, and you just don't see that with brands like collabing with like smaller influencers. Besides Makeup Revolution, they are pretty good about that, but I don't know, this is like a really big UK brand, and they collabed with someone that was kind of smaller at the time. She has grown a lot since this palette came out, but I don't know, I thought it was so cool, and I thought it was so cool KEILIDH had her own palette, and this definitely is so hers. I just want to know how many of you guys have this palette, because I feel like my audience is more American based, and I don't know how American based her audience is. I think it's more like UK, Ireland. So I don't know, I want to know how many of you own this palette, or at least have heard of this palette before. Okay, I'm gonna try to pop my eyelash on now. Might still be a little wet. Another reason I didn't want to do anything too extravagant for this eye look is because I wasn't sure how many of you guys even own this palette. No one requested this palette for Flashback Friday. I just kind of wanted to use it, honestly. I wanted to do something that was like super recreatable. Like, you could do this eye look with like almost any eyeshadow palette on the market, I feel. Well, not any. You'd have to have, you know, sunset colors, but I feel like a lot of palettes have these tones. So okay, the other lash still has quite a bit of glue on it left to dry, so I'm gonna go ahead and move on to foundation while that's still drying. I'm gonna look a little weird with just one eyelash on, but let's just ignore that. I'm gonna take my Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue foundation. I did just do a whole review and a wear test on this foundation. It's not posted yet, but I did film it, edit it, and upload it yesterday. I will be making it public tomorrow on Saturday, so if you're watching after Saturday, you should go check this out. So I'm not going to say too much about the foundation and how I feel about it right now in the moment. I'm just going to apply it, maybe even fast forward through this, because I don't want to give my thoughts and feelings away. Okay, for concealer, I'm going to use my Too Faced Multi-Use Sculpting Born This Way Concealer. I'm running low on this concealer, and it's really tragic because I hate repurchasing this. I love this concealer with my whole heart, but it's literally $30. So I hate repurchasing it so much, it like pains my soul. Oh, let's make this like a heart, because why not? That is the shittiest heart, but it's a heart. I'm gonna pounce this out with my Dose of Color sponge. Oh, that's what I used to pounce out my foundation too, I should have mentioned that. Okay, I'm gonna go with my Rimmel Stay Matte Loose Setting Powder and just set my under eyes really quickly. I'm gonna take a big powder brush and grab some more of that powder and just set the rest of my face. Okay, for bronzer, I'm gonna take my number 7 Caramel Bronzer. It looks like this. It's a very warm tone bronzer, and I feel like it'll go really nicely with my Sunset Smoky Eye. Something we've all seen 1,000 times over, but here I am doing it again. How's everyone's day going so far? Does anybody have any big plans for this weekend? I wish I did. I will be working this weekend. That's the one thing I hate about working in healthcare, is that you have to work weekends. Every place is different, but ours is you get to work every other weekend. Some places it's every 3rd weekend. Others like once a month, which is so crazy. I'm gonna contour my nose with this bronzer. Just lightly, nothing crazy. I just hate not contouring my nose and having just like this big white thing in the center of my face that looks just odd. At least for me. I think some people can get away with not contouring their nose. I'm not one of them. I'm gonna take my Park Ave Princess Chisel Contour Palette. I am trying to use this up for Project Pan, so that's why I'm using it so much in videos. Honestly, you don't need this. It's too expensive for what it is. It's nice, like I like it and I will use it, but it's not worth the purchase. Like you can find other contour kits, other bronzers or contour powders that are way cheaper and do the exact same thing. I'm gonna take a bit of the banana powder in here and enhance my under eyes with it. Just makes everything more brighter. More brighter makes everything brighter. English is a really hard language. I do want to mix two different blushes for this look just because I need to use the Anastasia Peachy Love one because I am project panning it, but I also want to grab this ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in the shade Get Laid. Very, very bright orange, and I think it'll look really nice with the look. So I'm going to apply the Anastasia one first. Get a nice base down. Base down. Never mind, I can't do that on camera, but a song came into my head. It's not appropriate, never mind, let's just ignore it. I do need to grab a more dense brush for these Super Shock cheeks, just because it's kind of hard to pick up the product with a fluffy one, because the formula is more like putty. But I think it's so pretty and they last so long on the cheeks. I'm going to touch on my eyebrows with my Gerard Cosmetics Brow Bar To Go. It's just some brow powder I run through my brows after I'm done with most of my powder products, just because I feel like I can get like my foundation and my bronzer and all that in my eyebrows, and I like to kind of clean them up. Okay, let's move on to the lower lash line. I'm going to take the shade, the Scarce Fire, and I'm going to run that from inner outer corner on my lower lash line. I'm not going to take this too far down, but, you know, reasonably, I guess. I'm going to blend that out with a mixture of Majesty and a little bit of Faith, the orange and yellow. And then taking a teeny tiny pencil brush, I do want to grab the shade Sacrifice and a little bit of Freedom and put that right against my lash line in the outer corner. I'm going to take it about to where my eye color starts. I'm going to take that Artist Couture Purple Dreams highlighter once again, and I do want to highlight my inner corner with that. You know, it's not really showing up all that well on my brow bone. It looks nice in my inner corner. I am going to use the Artist Couture highlighter as like actual face highlight too, but I want to spray my face with my Pixie Glow Mist. Now I'm going to apply that highlighter. Okay, maybe you just need to apply like a greater quantity of it to get the purple to show through. And that's why I didn't pop on my brow bone. It's a very pretty highlighter. I don't usually wear highlighters this color, but it goes with the theme. I don't usually do my eyes like this either, but here we are. Okay, I'm gonna run some brow gel through my brow hairs. This is the ColourPop Brow Boss Gel. I'm gonna do some mascara. Okay, and then for lips, I'm gonna use my ColourPop Lippy Stick in the shade Dream Date. And then I'm gonna spray my face with my ColourPop All-Star Setting Spray. Alright guys, and that is my completed look using the SOSU x KEILIDH Urban Bible eyeshadow palette for Flashback Friday. Like I said, I want to do a pretty, colorful look because last week we didn't do a colorful look, but I still wanted to make sure this is easily recreatable with other palettes you have at home because I wasn't sure how many people have this palette. No one requested it, I just wanted to do it. If you guys do have requests though for future Flashback Friday videos, let me know down below. Think of like older eyeshadow palettes that you want to see me bring back to the surface. So yeah, if you have any suggestions, leave them down below for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.